Part 1. The Morning Plan. It started, like all great disasters, with a Monday morning. I woke up at 6:47 a.m. feeling unusually motivated. You know that feeling, that rare, beautiful, completely irrational feeling where you think, today is the day everything changes. I sat up in bed, I looked at the ceiling. I said out loud to no one, I'm going to fix my finances today. My cat stared at me from the corner of the room. She did not look impressed. She never does. She's a cat, but still. I grabbed my phone. Big mistake. Never grab your phone first thing in the morning, but I did. And the first notification I saw was from my bank. It said, your account balance is lower than expected. Lower than expected. Lower than expected. What does that even mean? Lower than whose expectations? Mine were already on the floor. Had they gone underground? Were my finances drilling toward the Earth's core? I opened the app, looked at the number, closed the app, put the phone face down on the bed, took a deep breath, picked the phone back up, looked again, hoping somehow the number had changed. It had not changed. I got up anyway, because that's what resilient people do. They see a terrible bank balance and they get up anyway and they make coffee and they say, this is fine. So I made coffee. Part 2, the budget spreadsheet. By 8 a.m. I had a plan. A beautiful, color-coded, completely unrealistic plan. I opened a spreadsheet. I titled it, New Financial Life, July 2026. I made columns, income, fixed expenses, variable expenses, savings, investments, emergency fund, fun money, coffee budget. Other, which is really just a polite word for the money I spend without knowing where it goes. I filled in my income first. That part felt good, seeing the number at the top big and bold. Income, $4,200 per month. Okay, not bad, not rich, but okay. Then I started filling in expenses. Rent, $1,850. I stared at that number for a long time. 44% of my income, gone, just like that, before I've even had breakfast, before I've done anything. Before I've contributed a single thing to society on this particular day, $1,850 already spoken for. I kept going. Utilities, $140, internet, $80. Because apparently in 2026, internet is more expensive than electricity. Phone, $75, car payment, $320, car insurance, $180, health insurance, $210, subscriptions. I typed $15 and then stopped because I realized I had no idea how many subscriptions I actually had. So I checked. Netflix, $22, Spotify, $11, Amazon Prime, $16, Hulu, $18, Apple TV Plus, $10, some fitness app I downloaded in January and used twice, $14.99, a meditation app that was supposed to reduce my stress but was itself now a source of stress, $12.99, VPN that I got during a Protect Your Privacy. Panic 6 months ago, $9.99. A news app, $8, a password manager, $3. I added them up. $125.97 per month in subscriptions. $125 per month so that I could have access to approximately 47,000 hours of content that I would never watch, a gym app I never opened, and the ability to read news that made me feel worse about the world. I deleted the meditation app, out of spite. Part 3, the coffee problem. By 9:30 a.m., I had been working on this spreadsheet for 90 minutes, and I needed more coffee. But here's the thing, I had already put coffee as a line item in my budget, and I had written very confidently, $40 per month. $40 for coffee per month. And then, I actually calculated what I spend on coffee. I go to the coffee shop about 5 times a week. Each visit, $6.50, sometimes $7 if I'm feeling adventurous. Multiply that by an average of 22 working days plus weekends. I stopped calculating. I said to myself, that can't be right. I calculated again. It was right. I was spending approximately $182 per month on coffee. $182 on coffee every month. That's $2,184 per year. Over 10 years I stopped doing the math because the math was making me sad. In 10 years, if I had invested that money instead of drinking it, I could have had a meaningful amount of additional savings, or a decent used car, or several very nice vacations. Instead, I had memories of lattes and a mild caffeine dependency. I changed the budget line to $182. Honest, painful, but honest. Then I thought about it for 30 seconds and changed it back to $40. This is called manifestation. Part 4, Lunch and the Grocery Store Incident. By noon, I was hungry. This was a problem because my budget spreadsheet had reminded me that I spent $340 last month on food delivery. $340 on food delivered to my door by a person on a bicycle who I tipped 20% out of guilt and then felt guilty for not tipping 25%. So today I decided I would go to the grocery store like an adult. I would buy ingredients. I would cook. I made a list, a short, sensible list. Chicken breast, rice, broccoli, olive oil, eggs, bread, milk. Simple, healthy, cheap. I drove to the store, I grabbed a cart, I felt good, I felt responsible. And then I walked through the doors. 27 minutes later, I was at the register with the chicken breast, the rice, the broccoli. 2 types of cheese I hadn't planned on. A rotisserie chicken, because it's already cooked and honestly a deal. Some kind of fancy sparkling water that was on a display at the end of the aisle. Granola bars for emergencies. A candle that smelled like cedar and vetiver, whatever vetiver is. One of those reusable grocery bags, even though I have 17 of them at home. A magazine about home organization, which is ironic because my apartment looks like a UPS facility. And a small cactus. I did not intend to buy a cactus. I don't know what happened. It was near the checkout. It was $4.99. It looked determined. Total, $127.43. I had planned to spend $50. The cashier said, "Did you find everything okay?" I said, "And then some." Part 5, The Investment Research Rabbit Hole. By 2 p.m. I was back home. The rotisserie chicken was excellent. The cactus was on the windowsill. I had named it Gerald. I sat back down at my desk with a new mission: investments. Because the spreadsheet had a column called Investments with a big fat 0 in it, and that needed to change. I opened a browser tab, typed, "How to Start Investing 2026." 1 hour later, I had 17 tabs open and knew significantly less about investing than when I started. Tab 1, Index funds are the only smart investment. Tab 2, Why index funds are not enough. Tab 3, Should you invest in crypto? Tab 4, Why crypto will make you rich. Tab 5, Why crypto will destroy you. Tab 6, Is real estate still a good investment? Tab 7, Why no one can afford real estate. Tab 8, The stock market is overvalued. Tab 9, Now is the best time to buy stocks. Tab 10, a YouTube video titled, "I turned $1,000 into $1.2 million in 18 months, and I am not proud to say I watched 14 minutes of it." The man in the video had very white teeth and a ring light, and he kept saying things like it's actually very simple, while showing charts that were not simple. He also had a link in the description to his course for $497. I closed the tab, but not before thinking about it for a moment. I closed it. I opened the spreadsheet. Under Investments, I typed TBD. Professional, decisive. Part 6, The Side Hustle Brainstorm. By 4 p.m., I had accepted a core financial truth. Maybe the problem wasn't just spending, maybe I needed to earn more. So I opened a fresh document and wrote at the top, "Side hustle ideas." And I began brainstorming with the energy of a man who has had too much coffee and not enough results. Freelancing, okay, do what you already know. Solid, responsible, not exciting but real. Dropshipping, I've heard about this. You sell things you don't own from a warehouse you've never seen to people you'll never meet. Somehow this is a business. Print-on-demand t-shirts. I could design t-shirts. What would be on the t-shirts? I don't know, something people want, like a t-shirt that says, "I'd rather be not doing this." Relatable. Renting out a room. I live in a one-bedroom apartment. The room I could rent out is called the kitchen. I don't think that's legal. Flipping furniture. Buy old furniture, sand it, paint it, sell it for more. Except that I once assembled an IKEA shelf and it took me 4 hours and the shelf is still slightly leaning to the left. Teaching online. I could teach something. I know things. What things? Useful things, probably. Starting a YouTube channel. Now this had potential. Millions of people watch YouTube, billions of videos. Some people make serious money on YouTube. All you need is a camera, some good ideas, consistency, and only about 3 to 5 years of work before the algorithm notices you exist. Easy. I added it to the list. Then I spent 45 minutes looking at microphones on Amazon. I did not buy a microphone. I added a microphone to my wish list. That felt like progress. Part 7, the evening realization. By 7 p.m. I had a spreadsheet with mostly accurate numbers and one obvious lie, the coffee budget. $127 worth of groceries, including a cactus named Gerald. 17 browser tabs about investing that I had not acted on. A document called Side Hustle Ideas with 6 items, none of which had a next step. A microphone on my Amazon wish list. And a very clear sense that I had been extremely busy and accomplished almost nothing. I sat on my couch. I looked at Gerald. Gerald looked back at me. Cactuses don't have eyes, but Gerald had an energy. And I thought, okay, let's be real. I didn't fix my finances today. I didn't start investing. I didn't launch a side hustle. I definitely didn't cut my coffee budget to $40. That was always a fantasy. But here's what I did do. I looked at the numbers, really looked at them, all of them. The uncomfortable ones, the ones I usually scroll past on my banking app while immediately switching to Instagram. I looked at them. And yeah, seeing that I spend $182 a month on coffee is embarrassing. But you know what's more embarrassing? Spending $182 a month on coffee and not knowing it. That's the trap. Not the spending, the not knowing. Because you can't fix what you won't see. So today I saw it, all of it. The subscriptions, the groceries, the $340 in food delivery, the zero in the investments column. I saw it. And tomorrow, I'll do something about it. Probably. First, I need coffee. Epilogue, 3 weeks later. 3 weeks later, the spreadsheet was still open on my laptop. I had canceled 2 subscriptions. Not all of them. The meditation app had actually been kind of nice once I stopped resenting it. But the news app and the VPN were gone. $17.99 saved per month. I had started cooking at home 4 days a week instead of ordering delivery every night. My food delivery spending dropped from $340 to $190. Not zero, but better. I had set up an automatic transfer of $100 per month into a basic index fund. $100, not impressive, not life-changing, but automatic, meaning it happens before I can think about it or talk myself out of it. And the coffee. $164 that month. I cut $18. I celebrated with a latte. Gerald the cactus was doing great, better than me, honestly. He required no income, had no subscriptions, and didn't worry about his finances. Living the dream.